Fransa ve İspanya ülkelerinin temsilcileri forumumuzu onurlandırmışlardır. İlk olarak İspanya Büyükelçiliği Turizm Müşaviri Sayın Gonzalo Ceballos panelimizin ana temasının çerçevesini çizmek üzere kürsüye davet ediyorum.
Günaydın. I only just recognized it was me who had to speak. I'm sorry I don't speak absolutely any Turkish. It's a very difficult language for us. I would like to teşekkür ederim for the invitation to come to speak to the Bilken University Forum on Diversification. It's the 11th year you're producing this event, and we're very honoured that you consider Spain worthy of having a word of introduction. I would like to thank all of you for coming, and especially I was trying to learn the names, so I hope I do it properly. Altay Gouverneur, the Dean who just introduced us, His Excellency the Ambassador for France to Turkey, Hervé Magro, merci, and the Rector Kürşat Aydoğan, thank you very much. I have a small video to start my introduction, if it's possible. They spend quite a lot of money producing these things, so we have to use it from time to time. Well, in the meantime,
Spain is the second most visited country in the world. Its excellent climate, beaches, heritage and culture, and the friendliness of people mean that every year more than 83 million tourists visit us. How can we ensure that this generates a positive impact on the environment, local communities, and cultural heritage? We are aware that when we plan a holiday, more and more of us are concerned about ensuring it is sustainable, which is why a model of tourism is being developed that respects the environment, generates wealth and well-being for local communities, and helps to preserve tangible and intangible cultural and historical heritage. Did you know that Spain is one of the countries with the most natural heritage sites? According to UNESCO, Spain is the country with the highest number of biosphere reserves in the world and the second largest number of Natura 2000 network areas. In our natural surroundings, you will be able to gaze at the most dazzling skies with 14 starlight reserves. Admire protected Iberian fauna, including endemic species such as the Iberian lynx or the Spanish imperial eagle. Enjoy the green cycling routes or simply walk and admire the spectacular scenery, from the greenery of the north to the azure blue Mediterranean. But sustainability goes beyond protection of the environment. Sustainable, responsible tourism also concerns itself with improving the life of the local community where it unfolds. In Spain, we are aware of this, which is why we encourage the participation and employment of local inhabitants in tourism companies and activities. Many of our hotels run corporate social responsibility programs with the involvement of the local population, and the range of services on offer in our destinations is inclusive and accessible to all. A destination that preserves heritage and culture is a destination that is committed. We take care of our legacy so that both present and future generations can enjoy it. In Spain, we believe that a different kind of tourism is possible, and we are striving to make it happen. Join us on this journey towards sustainability.
Thank you very much. Well, as Mr. Gouverneur said, there are 97 types of tourism, at least specified in the products that tourism, or the motivation why tourists travel. In fairness, we tend to think that tourism is an economic activity, and as an industry, and we have quite a lot of industries here, and university students, we consider it an economic activity that produces a result. The result is not only the income of the tourists. It is also a cultural exchange. And as administrations, as institutions organizing tourism or promoting tourism to our respective countries, what we try and do is maximize, and that's why we mentioned sustainability, we try to maximize the positive things that happen with tourism and try to minimize those negative ones. And we all agree that there's some negative ones. Mr. Governor has mentioned the large massified tourism products. You've mentioned it as sand, as sea, and as sun. Well, exactly that's what happens in Spain and basically in all tourist countries. All countries that have a massive tourism, and it's massive when it's 83 million tourists every year. Well, it was 84 in 2019. It is now October 22, we have 63 million tourists of a total of 90 million visitors. 27 million of those visitors are just passing by, as I presume happens in Turkey, with such a large airline company as Turkish Airlines and as such a large airport as Istanbul Airport. I presume that many people just pass through Turkey. So that's why numbers, when you have 51 million visitors, it reduces to 26 million tourists who stay. As an economic activity, we believe that we should start thinking another way of measuring what tourism does in our countries. And the sustainable part of it is trying to measure how it affects our local communities, how many people work and are employed in tourism, and what are the wages of those people that work in tourism. We can't compete, and we are not going to compete in price. So what we want is that at least those that come and visit us know that they're contributing positively to our country, to our communities, and to the people who attend them in their stay. The title of this Bilken Forum this year is Diversification, and I have the idea that probably you'll talk about the diversification of the products, of the tourist products, and the motivation of those who visit us. I would like to introduce diversification in the, let's say, larger picture, because it's not only tourist products, which are extremely important, because as I say, are the motivation for people to visit us. It's what we are selling, and that's what we're charging them. It's also diversification of markets. In Spain, 50% of the tourists that visit us come from 3 markets: UK, Germany, and France. We are trying to diversify the markets of those who visit us, incorporating more Americans and Asian tourists. It's important because they're completely different. Not only their consumption and their patterns of consumption, even their holidays are different, and that gives us the other diversification that would be the season or the timing of their travel. In Turkey, in Spain, in nearly all countries, the peak of travel is from June to October, maybe June to September. We are trying to extend the stay. There's no sense in having infrastructure and equipment and facilities for 90 million tourists that are only used by 90 million tourists, well, for 90 million tourists throughout the year, but a maximum of 12 million in a month for 2 or 3 months a year. And what do you do the rest of the year? You close down and wait for it to pass until next year? So we're trying to extend and diversify through the products and through the markets when they come, but also the diversification of where they stay, of the destinations. It's ridiculous that people, I presume in Turkey it's Istanbul, then it's Antalya and Izmir, and those are the centers of tourism. Well, we're trying to extend it. In Spain, it's Madrid and Barcelona. We're trying to extend it to other capitals of provinces, so to enlarge the season. And Just a word of diversifying. The purpose of tourism is, as I mentioned, an economic activity, bringing resources to our countries, giving employment to our citizens, and also showing our culture and showing who we are to the world. There is a very important part of sustainability and respect in the tourism exchange of those who open their homes and their houses and their cities and their countries to those who visit. And we would require and promote a self-respect on both sides of those who come and visit us and those who open their homes and houses and cities to show the best of what they can produce, which is what tourists do. They come to enjoy, they come to experience, they want a secure, happy experience, because this is the industry of happiness. And I would probably leave it like that. This is an industry of happiness. We sell happiness to people. And all I can say is, teşekkür ederim. Thank you very, very much.
Sayın Turizm Müşavirine konuşması için teşekkür ediyoruz.